Hey y'all! So today I'm going to be doing a non-book related video about some TV shows. Basically, I am very fortunate to have bosses who are okay with me watching stuff while I'm working. So I get through several TV shows while I'm working, especially during the summer since I work 7-hour days during the summer. And basically, I decided to use this summer to start some shows that I'm interested in and to catch up on some shows that I am behind in. Because typically when I'm at work, I tend to gravitate towards shows that I'm already super familiar with and have seen before, and I kind of want to just use these 7 hours a day that I will be working to kind of just catch up on some TV shows that I've wanted to watch. And so I am introducing the TV show jar. It's basically just like my TBR jar challenge jar, except it's with TV shows. The way it works is really simple. I have 12 TV shows written down on little pieces of paper, and whenever I finish one, I will draw another and continue on throughout the summer. For each of these shows, I have one specific season written down on each of the pieces of paper, and once I finish that season, I can either choose to move on to the next season of that show or to draw a different show out of the jar. However, if I do decide to draw a different show out of the jar, I do have to put the next season of the show I just watched into the jar. So like if I were watching Project Runway all the way through and I watched Project Runway Season 1, if I didn't want to continue on to Season 2 immediately, I would have to put Season 2 into the jar. And for each of these TV shows, I do have to finish whatever season I have pulled before I can move on to anything else. Now there is a possibility that I will get into one of these shows and just dislike it completely and not want to continue on in it, and in that case I guess I will just go ahead and draw another piece of paper. However, I think that this is a pretty slim possibility because there are several that I've already watched before, and there are several that have been recommended to me by my roommate several times, so I feel like I'm gonna like all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the 12 TV shows that I will be putting in the little jar, starting with the TV shows that I have already started and or have watched seasons of. The first TV show that I have is Top Chef Season 10. Top Chef is one of my all-time favorite TV shows. I have seen every season up to this one countless times. However, when I first went off to college, the channel provider on campus didn't have Bravo, and I did a really bad job keeping up with the new episodes. And so I only seen maybe like 2 episodes of season 10, and I really feel like I just need to catch up because this is one of my favorite TV shows and I am so behind. Along the same reasoning as Top Chef, I have Community Season 5. Community is again one of my favorite TV shows, and I've gotten behind on it. I don't know what it is about Community specifically, but for some reason I always have trouble keeping up with new episodes, even when it was still on TV. And so I just need to finish Season 5 so that I can move on to Season 6 and catch up with the show. The next show I have is American Horror Story Season 2, which is Asylum. I actually watched half of the season last summer while I was working, and for some reason I stopped in the middle of it. I kind of think I remember why, but I don't want to mention it because of spoilers. However, I just really need to finish this season so I can move on to Season 3. I know that it's not, a continuous show, but I do prefer to watch them in order, and so I want to finish Season 2 so I can move on to 3 because Coven seems really cool. Next, I have Parks and Rec Season 5. Once again, it's a show that I really love. It's my roommate's favorite TV show, and I just kind of stopped in the middle of it. I was watching regularly, like trying to catch up, and for some reason I just kind of stopped once I got to Season 5. I think I've seen the first couple episodes, but that's about as far as I've gotten. So I really need to finish Season 5 so that I can move on to more recent episodes. Next, I have Grimm Season 1. I started watching this like the second half of my senior year of high school, and I got really attached to it, but then I stopped in the middle of the season. I'm seeing a recurring pattern here. I think that each episode just seemed so long because so much stuff happened that like sitting down to watch a full episode seemed kind of like a marathon. And so I just kind of, I just stopped watching because it seemed like it took forever to get through an episode. So yeah, I at least want to finish the first season so I can hopefully move on and watch more recent episodes. Next, I have Supernatural Season 1, which is a rewatch for me. Sometime during sophomore year, Sarah finally convinced me to watch Supernatural, and I got really hooked. However, the same thing kind of happened with Grimm, where like, if you watch an episode of Supernatural, you kind of have to be completely paying attention to that episode, or else you will miss a ton of stuff, and B, it just seems like each episode takes forever to get through, as enjoyable as it may be. And so I got to part of the way through season 2, and I just kind of stopped because I didn't have time to just sit and watch it by itself without doing anything else. I also didn't have the patience to do that. Anyway, I want to finally watch some more of the show because I do really love it, and Jensen Ackles, yes, Jensen Ackles. Anyone who says that Sam is better than Dean is just wrong. Sorry. Next, I have RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1, which is also known as the Lost Season. I have seen every single episode from every single season after Season 1. However, because it is the Lost Season, it was really hard to find this show online prior to a couple years ago, and so I have never actually watched Season 1. I've watched a couple episodes that I was able to find here and there, but yeah, I have never sat down and been able to watch the entirety of Season 1. And so I really need to do that because I've seen every single other episode of the show. Next, I have Friends Season 1. Friends is one of those shows where I find it on TV, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch this, and then I watch a couple episodes, and that's about it. I've never actually sat down and watched, like, episodes in the succession that they're supposed to be watched in. I've just kind of watched them here and there, and so I just need to actually watch the show, maybe not all the way from start to finish because it is 10 seasons long. However, I really need to just start watching this show in, like, the order that they came out. And if you're wondering who my favorite character is, Chandler. Definitely Chandler. There was a quiz on BuzzFeed where it was like, which pairing in Friends are you and your best friend / significant other? And I took it twice for me and each of my roommates. And for me and Sarah, I got Chandler and Monica, which is so accurate because she is so Monica. And for me and Erin, I got Chandler and Joey, which is insanely accurate as well because she is also like Joey. So yeah. Definitely Chandler. I feel like I am Chandler, and he's definitely my favorite character. And the last of the shows that I've already seen part of is Sherlock Season 1, which is going to make Sarah so insanely happy. She has been trying to get me to watch this for about as long as I've known her, and so it's finally happening. We actually watched the first episode of Season 1 a few days ago, and I loved it. She knows my viewing taste so well. And so I cannot wait to continue on to the next couple of episodes, which I might do before even starting work next week, so this might get changed to Sherlock Season 2. But either way, Sherlock is going into this jar, and I'm going to be watching Sherlock this summer. So now moving on to the 3 TV shows that I have not seen at all. First, I have Firefly, and there's not a season written down because there is only 1 season. I have heard so many really great things about the show. It's like a cult favorite on like Tumblr and on the internet in general, and I just kind of want to see what it's about. It sounds really cool and it sounds like it's really good, so I want to watch it, and it's 1 season, so why not? The next show is another one that Sarah has been trying to get me to watch for a while, and that is Freaks and Geeks. Again, it's another show where there is 1 season and the internet really loves it and everyone's obsessed with it on Tumblr. And I don't know, it sounds interesting, and there's only 1 season, so I figured why not go ahead and watch it. And the last show on this list is the one that Sarah will not shut up about me watching. Like, if I thought Sherlock was recommended to me hardcore, that was nothing compared to Buffy. Sarah has seen every single episode of Buffy, and she has been trying to get me to watch this show so hardcore ever since I met her. Like, she's been telling me over and over again that I need to watch Buffy, and I'm going to finally watch Buffy. Now, I have a really good reason for why I haven't watched this yet. Have you seen how many episodes of the show there are? Like, this is so toxic for me. I'm scared that I'm going to get obsessed and that I won't be able to stop, and there are like almost 200 episodes of the show, and yeah, plus Angel, which is a spin-off, and I don't know how that ties in with the different seasons. Anyway, there are a ton of episodes, and that's why I haven't started this show yet. I'm kind of scared I'm going to get hooked, and that is like 200 hours of viewing that I will just get sucked into. But Sarah continues to recommend it to me, and it sounds like something I will really enjoy, so I'm going to go ahead and start watching it. As terrible as that might be for my sanity and for my work ethic, I'm gonna start it sometime. And thus, the TV show jar is complete. I think the way that I'm going to use this jar is I'm going to incorporate it into my weekly reads videos. However, I also think that for some shows, I'm going to get through seasons a lot more quickly than just 1 week. So I think what I'm going to do is throughout the week, if I finish a season of a TV show, I will go ahead and film me pulling another one out of the jar, or film myself saying, hey, I'm just gonna continue on to the next season of this show, and kind of just mash it up into my weekly reads videos. And I'll probably go ahead and put this at the end of the weekly reads videos so that if y'all don't really care about what TV shows I'm watching, you don't have to watch it. I just thought it would be something fun to do over the summer because I have so many TV shows that I've been meaning to get to, and this is finally a good chance to get to them. The first time you will see this jar in action is tomorrow in my weekly reads video. Work starts for me on May the 11th, which is a Monday, and so I will kind of start this on Monday as well. Also, I'm not sure if any of you have actually seen this jar. It sits right here on my shelf, so it's just slightly out of frame. However, this is my unread books jar that has not been updated in forever. And just a little teaser for the end of the summer, this is going to be used in a new way at the end of the summer for my TBR, which you will have to wait and see. So that is it for this video about the TV shows that I plan to be watching this summer. Let me know down in the comments what you think of some of these TV shows. Are these some of your favorite? Do you actually kind of hate these? Just let me know. I love TV shows, and I love several of these TV shows that I've already seen, and I hope to love the ones that I have not seen. As always, I will leave links down in the description to my blog, Twitter, and Goodreads. Please add me as a friend on Goodreads. I would love to be friends with all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!